Take a deep breath, put your feet up. We're going to sort it out all for you. It's the Dr. Pepper post-game report. Mike Yam, Rick Neuheisel, Curtis Conway, Anthony Herron. 60-59, your final score here. Cuonzo Martin, Ernie Kent. This will be a sort of a precursor of a score that you're going to see once Pac-12 basketball play, conference play kicks up. But no, we're talking about football here. A complete shootout in Pullman. We'll get to that just in 1 second here. UCLA, they go down. We're going to break that matchup. Stanford, they leave South Bend after a defeat, and yet 5 of the top 10 in the country also lose. This is wild. Someone explain to me what exactly we witnessed.
I'm still breathless over the fact that we go all the way down the field and leave it to a kicker. I'm dumbstruck. I'm also wondering, if you're going to leave it to a kicker, why you don't center the ball. But these are questions to be asked at another time. An unbelievable night for passing the football. Over 120 passes, Curtis, over 120 passes and not one interception. Unbelievable.
The numbers are...
A quarterback throwing for over 700 yards, another one throwing for over 500 yards. A phenomenal performance by both.
When I was a kid, I was pretty good at video games. I don't even think the video game numbers would have played out like this. An absolute... We said it at halftime. We called it. We said, hey, the shootout's coming, right? Oh, it was in full effect. Start things off for you in the early goings of this game. First quarter, no score here. Connor Halliday, Vince Mayle, guys, 90 yards. Halliday has had such an epic career at Washington State. His longest pass in his career for the touchdown. Cougars on the board. They strike first. It's 7-0.
He was far from done.
Second quarter now. Washington State still in the lead. Ruther Craycraft. Guys, you were impressed by what he was capable of doing. The Cougars go up into halftime. They're in control. We'll take you to the third quarter now. Daniel Lasco has gone back-to-back games of 100 yards. Lasco.
We talked about Cal being patient with their running game in the second half. It paid off.
61 yards on the ground for the running back. Next drive for Washington State here. Halliday to Craycraft again. 86 yards. Guys, the strikes just continue to roll.
The defensive backs weren't in the picture on some of these touchdowns that got scored.
After a Washington State touchdown. Look at this. We were having some fun on this one. Trevor Davis, guys, finds some room. He's gone. Bears down 38-34. You want the answer. It's this seesaw that's back and forth that we have seen between both of these teams. The next drive for Mike Leach's squad, Isaiah Myers finds his way into the end zone. Once again, the Cougars just rolling here. But this is not a replay of what we just saw.
I asked the guys when we were watching, I go, did this a replay? No, it's not.
Technical difficulties. They had to hit the skip back button or something. It looks too similar. There's no way that's another return.
Davis, first Cal player with 2 kickoff returns for touchdown in the same game. The ensuing drive for Washington State, wouldn't you know? Yeah, they score again. Craycraft, third quarter, guys, 56 total points, 28 for each team. We wanted to see offense. We talked it up in the pregame. They delivered. In the fourth quarter, Chris Harper up the sideline. He picks up the first down. A couple plays later, Goff now to Bryce Treggs. Seaway, points.
I'm speechless.
10 catches, 120 yards, 2 touchdowns for Treggs in this one. Not done just yet. Washington State, they have an answer. Continuing to score here, the ensuing drive for Cal. Goff to Davis, 51 yards, another strike.
It was a game that felt like the last team with the football was going to win, and it almost came down to that. You see the execution. Davis gets forced out of bounds there. The officials rule he maintains his position. Back in bounds leads to the score.
Bears missed that 2-point conversion, still up by 1. Now, Halliday, Vince Mayle.
Might have been the throw of the night right there.
Agreed.
That was a nice dime.
More from Halliday. You know, we mentioned some of the offensive numbers. 734 passing yards for Connor Halliday. It actually breaks a record, FBS record. You know, the conference record. He actually said it. Yeah, I did. All right. So this is where we're at now. Late in this ball game, it's a 3rd and goal situation. You mentioned it before. Brashear's the 19-yard field goal off the mark, Rick. Perplexing moments.
There's no problem playing for a field goal. It's not what their strength. As I looked it up, they're 5 of 9 on field goals for the year, but that was more like an extra point. They hadn't missed one of those. But for extra points, you kick them from the middle. The angles, when you get down there close, get a little bit skewed. And that obviously was closer to the right hash than it was the middle, and it would have been easy to position the ball in the middle of the field given what you did with the play previous and your timeout.
First 4-1 start since 2008 for the Bears. Here's Lewis Johnson with the quarterback, Jared Goff.
Jared, what's it like to get all this love from your teammates after this huge win on the road?
It's great. I mean, at the end of the day, it's all a team effort. Always, it always is. And I mean, we had a lot of downs tonight, but at the same time, I mean, finished strong, and that's what we did.
Describe the defensive pressure that you experienced in the first half, and then coming back out with the adjustments to really get things going there with that first drive in the third quarter.
Yeah, Washington State did a great job bringing pressure in the first half, and throughout the whole game, really. And in the second half, we just made those adjustments at halftime, and then came out, and I just had to stop being almost scared back there, and step into it, make plays.
What did you make of 56 points in the third quarter? That was unbelievable. You were out there in the field, 56 points between the two teams.
Oh, I thought
not you guys, the two teams together.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, hats off to them. I talked to Connor after the game. I mean, he's a great quarterback, and they're a great team as well. And I mean, they're going to do fine this year, and I mean, I'm just so excited right now. It's going to be great.
All right, congratulations.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, Lewis, so as we mentioned before, exactly what we thought. The defenses would rise to the occasion, Curtis. They would be able to shut down the opposition.
You asked for a shootout.
I did. I didn't think that this is what we were going to get. 47 second-half points for Cal. Blowing out the candles now. Defensively, Seaway, explain to me, because you're pretty fired up in our touchdown room saying, what's going on here? You used the term embarrassment.
This is embarrassing. I mean, when you look at these offenses, they threw the ball over 100 pass attempts. There was only 1 sack in the whole game, no interceptions. Where was the defense? And I know we want to talk about how great these quarterbacks are and these offenses, but last I checked, none of these coaches have a national championship. So these offenses are able to be stopped. I just think that I'm looking at this game and I almost stopped watching it because I'm saying to myself, these defenses look like high school defenses. And the one thing that bothered me more than anything, Mike Leach and Sonny Dykes, they've coached together for a long time. So I would think at some point the defensive coordinator would go down and say, do you know how to stop your own offense? I mean, because if Nevada can do it, can someone on this staff tell me how do we slow down Washington State? And on Washington State side, can we slow down Cal? To me, it's embarrassing. I mean, the points look great, but at the end of the day, no defense in this game. Like I said, 100 some odd pass attempts, 1 sack,
1,261 combined passing yards.
Are you kidding me? That just that doesn't get it.
Here's what I'm going to tell you. This is good timing here. Years ago, Major League Baseball said they ran that campaign. Chicks dig the long ball. It's baseball postseason. All of a sudden, Chicks apparently dig the points as well, because this is a game that a lot of people are going to focus in on because of the stat that you just gave. You just said, hey, the numbers are there. Give me some perspective here on what
the numbers
we're seeing.
are not there.
No, at least for the offenses.
Which side you're looking at.
Give me some perspective here on just how impressive these totals are.
Well, they're astounding. If you came back from outer space and you didn't know that there was such a thing as spread offense, you played when I did, Curtis, when face masks were a little smaller, and that's like, you would look at this and you would say this has to be 4 games. This has to be over a long period of time. This can't happen in 1 game. And yet, you reap what you sow. They have decided to spread the field and make people tackle in space. And as we watch, these two defenses cannot do that. They can't tackle in space. They can't stop a receiver from getting down the field without getting a flag thrown on them. And somehow, some way, either we're going to live football, this is the future of football, or we're going to find a way to give some more rules that help the defense, because right now every rule is for the offense.
Or Cal and Washington State is going to win the national championship because these offenses are so unstoppable.
Don't be so quick, because right now Cal's in first place.
Like I said, I want to
1-11 Cal. Let's tip our hat to Sonny Dykes and his staff. 1-11 Cal is in first place in the Pac-12 North.
With the way these offenses play, I want to see a national championship. If they're this unstoppable,
we know how
astounding.
We know how every phase of the game ends up tying together, though. And when you look at the way these offenses operate, I mean, look at the game we saw earlier today between Notre Dame and Stanford. 2 outstanding defenses, but 2 coaches who offensively do try to play a bit more to the strengths of what they have on the defensive side of the football. You got offenses that are going to go out there, run 90 plays, 100 plays during a ball game, not really stop the clock or have these 80, 90-yard touchdown runs, put your defense right back on the field. You've got an offensive side of the football that while the drives are there, the points are there, they're putting their defense in difficult positions as well to go back out there and get stops. And I think The defense needs to execute better. There's not a doubt about it. These offenses can be stopped, but you've got coaches on the offensive side of the football for both of these football teams that aren't really coaching to try and attempt to get their defenses to be in a position to make more plays either.
If you want to use the term crazy to describe this game, certifiable might be the best way to break it down. You haven't seen anything just yet. I can't say it's the first time I've seen a conclusion to a game like this. In fact, I watched one similar here on the Pac-12 networks. A Hail Mary you have to see involving those
Another one?
and Sun Devils. Yes, I'm not lying.
Another?